I don't know what fascinates me. The caterpillar. Now, here's what's interesting about the caterpillar when it's time for transformation. It doesn't announce it to the world. It doesn't send out invitations. It doesn't post on social media. It just disappears. Fascinating process. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. The art of disappearing to transform yourself in 2025. Now let me ask you something profound. What if the caterpillar said, well, I'm pretty comfortable being a caterpillar. These leaves are pretty good. Why go through all that trouble? We wouldn't have butterflies, would we? And that's the first principle I want to share with you today. Comfort is the enemy of transformation. You see, most people want to change their lives, but they don't want to change. Isn't that interesting? They want better results, but they're not willing to go through the cocoon phase. They want to skip straight to the butterfly part. But that's not how it works, is it? Let me tell you something that changed my life when I was just a farm boy in Idaho. My mentor, Mr. Schoaf, said to me, Jim, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. That hit me like a ton of bricks. And today I want to share with you the essential principles of becoming. Because 2025 isn't just another year, it's your year of metamorphosis. Here's what's important. Transformation isn't an event, it's a process. And just like the caterpillar, you need your own cocoon. You need your sacred space, your time of isolation, your period of intense focus. That's what I mean by disappearing. Now let me give you the formula for transformation. Write this down, it's gold. There are 7 key areas you must work on during your cocoon phase. First, your mental diet. What you feed your mind determines your reality. Isn't that fascinating? Most people watch 4 to 5 hours of television every day, and they wonder why they're not successful. Here's the truth, you can't feed your mind junk food and expect peak performance. In 2025, you've got to be militant about your mental diet. Let me tell you what happened to one of my students. He decided to replace 1 hour of television with 1 hour of reading every day. Just 1 hour? Nothing dramatic. Know what happened after 6 months? His income doubled. After a year, he started his own company. Fascinating process, isn't it? Small changes, massive results. Second, your circle of influence. Here's something profound. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, that's a scary thought for some people. Isn't that interesting? During your transformation, you've got to be willing to evaluate your associations. Some people you need to see less of, some people you need to see more of, and some people you need to cut out entirely. I remember talking to a young lady in one of my seminars. She said, Mr. Rohn, I want to change my life, but my friends keep pulling me back. I said to her, Miss, if you want to fly with the eagles, you can't continue to scratch with the turkeys. She got the message. A year later, she had a completely different circle of influence, and her life had transformed dramatically. Third, your habits. Now, here's something fascinating about habits. They first shape you, then they make you. Isn't that interesting? Most people have no idea that their current situation is the result of their habits. They think it's their circumstances, their bad luck, the economy, the government. No, no, no. It's their habits. Let me give you the formula for success with habits. Write this down first. You make your habits, then your habits make you. Simple, isn't it? But powerful. In 2025, you need to develop what I call millionaire habits. These are the daily disciplines that separate the successful from the unsuccessful. For example, successful people have the habit of doing what unsuccessful people don't want to do. They get up early, they read books, they exercise, they plan their day, they keep their commitments. They invest in themselves. Simple habits, but how many people do them consistently? Fourth, your skills. Here's what's interesting about skills. They don't come with your diploma. You've got to learn them. And in 2025, the marketplace rewards skills, not intentions. Isn't that fascinating? You don't get paid for the time you spend, you get paid for the value you bring. I always tell people, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Why? Because if you work hard on your job, you can make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. Write that down, it's pure gold. Fifth, your standards. Now, here's something profound about standards. They determine your life. Most people have such low standards, and they wonder why they get such poor results. Isn't that interesting? In 2025, you've got to raise your standards in every area of your life. Let me tell you what Mr. Schoaf taught me about standards. He said, Jim, if you want to be successful, work on your standard of excellence. He said, average isn't good enough. Good isn't good enough. You've got to be outstanding. That changed my life. Sixth, your goals. Here's what fascinates me about goals. Most people don't have any. They're just wandering through life, hoping things will get better. Hope is not a strategy, is it? In your cocoon phase, you need to set clear, specific goals for every area of your life. Let me give you the formula for goal setting. Write this down. Your goals must be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. But here's what's important. They must also stretch you. They must make you uncomfortable. Because comfort, remember, is the enemy of transformation. Seventh, your philosophy. Now, this is perhaps the most important area of all. Your philosophy determines how you see the world, how you interpret events, and ultimately, how you live your life. Isn't that fascinating? Most people never take the time to develop their philosophy. They just accept whatever comes their way. Let me share with you what changed my life. Mr. Schoaf said to me, Jim, if you want your life to be different, you've got to be different. He said, success is not something that happens to you, it's something that happens because of you. That's philosophy. And it changed everything for me. Now, let me tell you about the process of transformation. Write this down, it's important. Transformation happens in 3 phases. Phase 1, the decision. This is where most people fail. They don't make a solid, irreversible decision to change. They make wishes, they make resolutions, but they don't make decisions. What's the difference? A true decision cuts off all other possibilities. It's final. It's absolute. There's no plan B. I remember talking to a gentleman who said he wanted to quit smoking. I asked him, how many times have you tried to quit? He said, oh, about 10 times. I said, no, you've never tried to quit. You've only tried to try. See the difference? When you make a real decision, there's no trying. There's only doing. Phase 2, the disappearing act. This is where the magic happens. Just like the caterpillar, you've got to create your cocoon. This means cutting out distractions, limiting social media, reducing unnecessary commitments, and focusing intensely on your transformation. Let me tell you what happens during this phase. You'll face resistance. Some people won't understand. They'll try to pull you back to your old ways. They'll say you've changed. And you know what? They're right. That's the whole point, isn't it? Phase 3, the emergence. This is where you begin to see the results of your transformation. But here's what's fascinating. The emergence isn't sudden. It's gradual. Just like the butterfly emerging from its cocoon, it takes time. You can't rush it. You've got to trust the process. Now, let me give you some specific strategies for your transformation in 2025. Write these down. Strategy 1, the power hour. Start your day with what I call the power hour. First 20 minutes, read something meaningful. Second 20 minutes, plan your day. Third 20 minutes, exercise or meditate. This one habit will transform your life. Isn't that fascinating? Strategy 2, the 2-hour solution. Spend 2 hours every day working on yourself, not on your job, not on your business, but on yourself. Read books, listen to audios, take courses, practice skills, 2 hours every day. That's less than 10% of your waking hours, but it will put you in the top 1% in your field. Strategy 3, the weekly review. Every Sunday evening, spend 1 hour reviewing your week and planning the next. What worked? What didn't? What needs to change? This one habit will keep you on track with your transformation. Strategy 4, the monthly disconnect. Once a month, take a full day away from everything. No phone, no email, no social media. Just you, your thoughts, and your plans. Use this time to reflect, refocus, and recommit to your transformation. Strategy 5, the quarterly challenge. Every 3 months, set yourself a major challenge, something that stretches you, something that makes you uncomfortable, something that forces you to grow. Because remember, comfort is the enemy of transformation. Now, let me tell you about the rewards of transformation. Write this down, it's important. First reward, increased capability. You'll be able to do things you couldn't do before. Isn't that fascinating? Your capacity will expand. Your skills will improve. Your confidence will soar. Second reward, better opportunities. When you transform yourself, you attract better opportunities. It's automatic. It's like the butterfly. It naturally attracts different things than the caterpillar did. Third reward, higher income. Your income will rarely exceed your personal development. Want to earn more, become more. It's that simple. Fourth reward, deeper relationships. You'll attract different people into your life, better people, more successful people, people who challenge you to grow even more. Fifth reward, greater impact. You'll be able to help more people, influence more lives, make a bigger difference in the world. Let me share with you what Mr. Sheriff told me about impact. He said, Jim, if you want to have more, you've got to become more. If you want to be more, you've got to develop more. If you want to earn more, you've got to learn more. Isn't that fascinating? Now, let me give you some warnings about the transformation process. Write these down. Warning 1, the resistance. When you start to transform, you'll face resistance, both internal and external. Your old habits will fight back. Your old friends might fight back. This is normal. Expect it. Plan for it. Warning 2, the plateau. There will be times when it seems like nothing is happening. You're doing all the right things, but you're not seeing results. This is normal too. Keep going. The butterfly doesn't stop halfway through its transformation. Warning 3, the temptation to quit. This is where most people fail. They quit right before the breakthrough. Don't do that. Remember, the darkest hour is just before dawn. Warning 4, the criticism. Some people won't understand your transformation. They might criticize you. They might try to pull you back. Remember this, critics are usually people who have given up on their own dreams. Warning 5, the doubt. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when you wonder if it's worth it. This is normal too. But remember what I always say, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Now let me give you the formula for staying committed to your transformation. Write this down. Formula part 1, your why. You need a powerful reason why, not just any reason, a reason that makes you cry. A reason that gets you up early and keeps you up late, a reason that makes all the sacrifice worth it. Formula part 2, your vision. You need a clear picture of what you're becoming. Write it down. Make it detailed. Make it vivid. Look at it every day. Because what you see is what you'll be. Formula part 3, your plan. You need a specific plan of action, not just goals, but daily activities that move you toward those goals. Write them down. Schedule them. Make them non-negotiable. Formula part 4, your accountability. You need someone to hold you accountable. Someone who won't accept your excuses. Someone who believes in you but won't let you off the hook. Formula part 5, your rewards. You need to celebrate your progress, not just the big wins, but the small ones too. Because success breeds success, doesn't it? Let me tell you about the power of celebration. Most people wait for the big achievements to celebrate. But that's not how it works. You've got to celebrate the small wins. Every time you keep a commitment to yourself, celebrate. Every time you resist an old habit, celebrate. Every time you take a step forward, celebrate. Now, let me give you the timeline for transformation in 2025. Write this down. First 90 days, the foundation phase. This is where you establish your new habits, your power hour, your 2-hour solution, your weekly review. This is where you create your cocoon. Second 90 days, the growth phase. This is where you start to see changes, your skills improve, your confidence grows, your results start to show. Third 90 days, the acceleration phase. This is where things start to happen faster. Your momentum builds, your results multiply. Your transformation becomes visible to others. Final 90 days, the integration phase. This is where your transformation becomes permanent. Your new habits become automatic. Your new identity becomes natural. You become who you've been working to become. Let me share with you what fascinates me about this timeline. Most people want instant results. They want to skip the foundation phase. They want to jump straight to the acceleration phase. But that's not how it works, is it? You've got to go through all the phases. You've got to trust the process. Now, let me give you the keys to making this transformation permanent. Write these down. Key 1, identity shift. You've got to see yourself differently. You've got to think differently. You've got to speak differently. Because what you think and say about yourself becomes your reality. Key 2, environment design. You've got to create an environment that supports your transformation. Your home, your office, your car, everything around you should remind you of who you're becoming. Key 3, habit stacking. You've got to link your new habits to your existing habits. Make them automatic. Make them non-negotiable. Make them part of who you are. Key 4, progress tracking. You've got to measure your progress daily, weekly, monthly, because what gets measured gets improved. Isn't that fascinating? Key 5, community building. You've got to build a community of like-minded people, people who are also transforming, people who understand the journey, people who support your growth. Let me tell you what happened to one of my students who applied these principles. He was a school teacher earning $35,000 a year. He decided to transform himself. He followed the formula exactly. Know what happened? Within 1 year, he had started his own business. Within 2 years, he was earning 6 figures. Within 5 years, he was a millionaire. Now, here's what's fascinating about his story. Nothing in his external circumstances changed. The economy didn't change. The opportunities didn't change. He changed. And when he changed, everything around him changed. Let me give you the final pieces of wisdom for your transformation in 2025. Write these down. Wisdom 1, the mirror principle. Your outer world will always be a reflection of your inner world. Want to change your results? Change yourself. Wisdom 2, the compound effect. Small, consistent actions repeated over time create massive results. Trust the process. Do the work. The results will come. Wisdom 3, the growth mandate. If you're not growing, you're dying. There's no standing still in life. You're either moving forward or moving backward. Wisdom 4, the leadership law. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development. Want more success? Develop yourself more. Wisdom 5, the legacy principle. What you become in the process of achieving your goals is more important than what you get. The real value is in who you become. Now let me leave you with this final thought. Write this down, it's pure gold. The decision to transform yourself in 2025 is the most important decision you'll ever make. Because when you transform yourself, you transform everything. Your income, your relationships, your health, your happiness, everything changes when you change. Remember what I always say, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenges, wish for more wisdom. The caterpillar doesn't know what it's going to become. It just follows its instincts. It disappears into its cocoon. It trusts the process. And that's what I'm asking you to do in 2025. Trust the process. Trust your decision. Trust your commitment. Trust your transformation. Let me give you the final elements of transformation that you need to understand. Write these down. The power of documentation. Most people never document their journey. Isn't that interesting? They go through life without keeping track of their progress, their insights, their breakthroughs. In 2025, you need to document everything. Every lesson, every failure, every success. Why is this important? Because documentation leads to duplication. When you document transformation, you can duplicate your successes and avoid repeating your failures. Fascinating process, isn't it? The principle of irreversible growth. Here's what's interesting about true transformation. It's irreversible. You can't unknow what you know. You can't unlearn what you've learned. You can't unbecome who you become. That's why it's so powerful. Let me tell you what Mr. Shoaff taught me about irreversible growth. He said, Jim, once you understand something, you can't go back to not understanding it. Isn't that fascinating? Once you raise your standards, you can't go back to your old standards. Once you develop new habits, your old habits become uncomfortable. The law of expansion. Here's something profound about transformation. As you expand, your vision expands. As your vision expands, your opportunities expand. As your opportunities expand, your results expand. It's an endless cycle of growth. Most people think small because they are small. But when you start transforming yourself, something magical happens. Your thinking expands. Your dreams expand. Your possibilities expand. Isn't that fascinating? Now, let me give you the final checklist for your transformation in 2025. Write this down. Daily checklist. Did I invest in my mind today? Did I strengthen my new habits today? Did I move closer to my goals today? Did I add value to someone else today? Did I document my progress today? Weekly checklist. Did I review my goals this week? Did I measure my progress this week? Did I learn something new this week? Did I strengthen my relationships this week? Did I celebrate my wins this week? Monthly checklist. Did I evaluate my growth this month? Did I adjust my strategies this month? Did I expand my vision this month? Did I increase my value this month? Did I help others transform this month? Remember what I always say, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And that's what 2025 is all about, becoming more, becoming better, becoming who you were meant to be. Let me leave you with this final story. Years ago, I met a young man who was struggling in life. He had dreams, but he wasn't achieving them. He had potential, but he wasn't using it. He wanted success, but he wasn't willing to transform. Then one day he made a decision. He decided to disappear. He cut off distractions. He invested in himself. He changed his habits. He raised his standards. He transformed himself. You know what happened? Everything changed. His income quadrupled. His relationships improved. His health got better. His happiness increased. But here's what's fascinating. The circumstances didn't change. The economy didn't change. The opportunities didn't change. He changed. And that's what I'm asking you to do in 2025. Make the decision. Disappear. Transform, become. Because when you change, everything changes. Remember, the caterpillar doesn't know what it's going to become. It just trusts the process. And that's what you need to do. Trust the process. Trust your decision. Trust your transformation. For some of you, this message is too late. For others, it's too early. But for some of you, this message is right on time. You're ready. You're willing. You're committed. And to you, I say, the time is now. The person is you. The year is 2025. The transformation is waiting. You don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more wisdom. Don't wish for less challenges. Wish for more skills. Success is not something that happens to you. It's something that happens because of you. And transformation is not something you do. It's something you become. The decision is yours. The time is now. 2025 is your year of transformation.